Hi, Mom.
Oh, you missed the best 5
all right.
minutes of the show right there.
Yes, Mom, they are. And my values are the exact same.
I don't know. I don't think mine are.
Because I feel like you can sit in a room somewhere and learn a bunch of information, but there's only so much stuff that someone could say during, you know, one of those breakout sessions or something when you're at like a lunch and learn or you're at.
Of course, our good friends at Steph's Bookkeeping, great ribbon
Getting distracted and just tell your story.
And we sent them flying. I have to come up with another word for today.
Welcome in.
That's so true.
Welcome to the Smoke Show.
That's it. Welcome in
Come
to
on.
In the Know with Steph and Joe, playing the part of Steph again this week. Our good friend, longtime listener, and all the way from Above Par, Robert Clark.
All the way.
All the way.
Where's he from?
All the way, May.
All the way from Above Par.
All the way. Way up there.
Way up there.
Above.
That's it. Way up
That par.
And today, it's all about keeping up with the changes.
So, did we read the intro? Did you read the intro? Do you know what we're talking about today?
Yes, just changes in businesses, adapting, and yeah, I mean that pretty much covers it.
All right,
Yeah,
fine.
there's a lot that changes in society and business and just every aspect of it. Yep.
Sound like you just got slapped in the wanker.
You still hurt.
Fuck, yes, I do.
So,
all right,
I
so
will publicly give Joe an apology. The other day, we're at a mixer. He walks up to me. I went to do the pee-pee tap, and instead of him like flinching backwards, he thrusted forward.
Yeah.
I love how it's my fault.
But the pee-pee tap happened. So
well, hang on.
Joe,
I love how he swung at my pee-pee and it's my fault.
Well, you didn't flinch backwards.
Yeah, you're right.
You thrusted forward.
Thrusted forward. Anywho,
Robert wasn't ready for that change. He didn't adapt.
I did not.
So
adapt.
Robert, we're talking changes today.
I will change the way.
Who are you and what do you do? Who
Robert
is your
Clark.
daddy and what does he do?
Does he look like me? Robert Clark, Director of Business Development for Above Par Construction.
How do we get a hold of you?
Everybody has my number. Or
No, not
6941.
All right, say it again because I was talking.
2, 4. 423-6941.
You don't do it with the rhythm. It's weird.
Do you wait, hang on. Do you have to type in fuck into the thing? Is that like the T9 word?
Yeah, right.
Wait, hang on. T9 word, is that 3 5s?
Actually, it's 3 3s. Yeah,
Thank you.
right.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
yes, thank you. Somewhere in there,
And then the
there's
8s,
3 somethings.
2 8s.
Yep, thank you. Okay.
So,
All right.
Store, speaking of phone, and then we can get to the business. So, I have this group thread with a couple of my homeowners, husband and wife, one of my project managers, and
Keep
Brian.
talking to the microphone. The people.
Yeah, can you actually
And Brian.
either speak loudly or
There, is that better?
Yeah.
And so we were communicating through this text. There's 5 of us on there.
Yeah.
I don't think twice about it. I usually use talk to text. And so they're thanking me for getting the project moving, yada, yada, whatever. And I talk to my phone and say, "You're welcome. Hit send. Don't even look at it." And I get a phone call 3 minutes later. It edited my text to "You're welcome," like semen.
with you? With a you?
Your
Come.
WHALE and the word "come." Yes.
With a you.
Yes. So now,
So hang on.
obviously, I use that phrase quite often. That's
Hang on. So oftentimes I've texted, and probably both of you have received it, where I'm like, "Oh, hey,
Josh is in.
I don't lean into PP Tap Joe."
Exactly.
So I just sent Josh a text actually just the other day, and I said, this was my exact text, okay? To Josh was, do you think we should do a PP for LBS?
Yeah.
Now, who would
PowerPoint
wait. Okay.
for learning bowel syndrome.
I love that, but you're just trying to figure out LBS. Thank you.
It's actually
Oh,
leaky.
fucking thank you. I just
Leaky
punched
bowel
the
syndrome.
microphone.
May
But
cause anal
hang
leakage.
on. You're right. It was PowerPoint. I
Learning.
appreciate PP is PowerPoint,
Yeah,
right? So LBS is Lake Barrington Shores.
Oh, okay.
See, I wouldn't have guessed that.
Well, no.
Pounds.
And had I put it in all caps, you would have been like, this is definitely
An acronym.
an acronym for
Right.
something, right? But
And now the way
as you can see it-
PP pounds. Like how many pounds is my PP?
do you think we should do a PP for LBS for pounds? And so when he called me, he goes, what the hell?
Guess how many jelly beans are in there? Nope. Guess how many pounds?
And I'm like, dude, okay. When I tell you exactly what this stands for, you're going to die laughing.
Right.
And that's where I ask you, when it comes to those things, do you really pay attention? Do you ask deeply? How often do you dig into that?
I don't.
You don't?
I mean-
Like if somebody sends you an acronym that you have no clue what it is, do you just assume ASMR? Yep, I'm in.
Yeah. Ask me. So no, I try not to, or I'll make up my own acronyms for whatever it might be, and I'm okay with that.
That's kind of how I saw the last episode was was I'm like, yo, ASMR. You're like, yep, I'm in. Yep.
Man.
Yeah, ask me.
So it was funny. So he texted me back, or he called me,
Yeah.
and so we're talking about it. I'm like, Steve, I'm so sorry. And he's like, no, it's hilarious. My buddies and I, somebody texted that months ago. So my college buddies, we all have that. So now when we're finished with the project, I'm making them a little front door, maybe like 3 foot tall by a foot on wood that says welcome to our home. And he's okay with it. That's most people that you come across. COME.
Oh, hey.
Oh, you really are doing it. You're actually saying it that you're not going to print the U.
No, I am. I haven't for C. No, I'm saying C. I've not come across. Well, I was saying, never mind.
The right
Welcome.
wait, time out. You're crossing the line back and forth really quick.
The welcome to our home will be CUM. But I'm saying most people that you come across, COME come across, so that we're clear on this. Have
I
such
don't
a good
care
sense
about
of
the
humor.
second one. I care about the first one.
I love it.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome.
You should whitewash it.
The sperm whale.
Okay. Should we actually get into what I actually
That's
built
the
for
show
this?
today, folks.
Well, welcome to the show.
welcome.
So here we are. Let's get into the actual real show. We're talking about changes.
Yeah.
Keeping up with the changes,
In the
more
business.
specifically, right? I thought about this, and just for a background, I thought about this, and I was more thinking like a lot about technology, generations, right? The generational gap between those that are out grinding hard, like the three of us see ourselves,
Yeah.
right? And then
I like how we would see ourselves. No, we're out grinding.
wow.
Looks like we'll have a new guest, though.
My nuts still hurt. Yeah. Yep. So the pants. So I have a few other things. I'm gonna rattle off some questions. What's one change in technology or business you resisted at first but later realized was necessary? Okay, so to my point, I'm gonna say Mr. Japiti, and I call him that because that's Chat GPT. And I call him Mr. Japiti because that's how I refer to him.
Mhm.
However, I really denied AI, and I quote unquote call it AI because it's not actual artificial intelligence. It's an algorithm that dials into what you tell it to do and what the software
It's not a
builders.
machine learning.
It's whatever. It is a machine. It's just
Right.
building off. It's building off of what you feed into it.
Yes.
Correct. Right. So anyway, got over that. That was my thing. Now, man, I really love it. Because that sucker, Mr. Japiti, and I have a real relationship going. And I really love it.
So are you like me and once he answers, you thank him? Hey, thanks for that. I do that all the time.
Yo, I don't just say thank you. I say please
Yeah.
before I write the question. So, okay. I actually, Mr. Japiti has built out the rest of the year of radio shows.
I love it.
And Mr. Japiti has written the past 2 radio shows, the thumbtack that you put in.
They're really nice. I'm like, whoa, he's putting some thought
Yeah,
into this.
I really thought so too. I'm like, wow, this is good.
Well, thank you. So that was one thing that I was against. And then I started to dig into it and went, no, hang on. It's not really like a human. It really is just a machine that you have to use. It's a cog that you got to figure out how to work into your machine. Right. And so as soon as I figured that out, man, was it world changing.
It is.
I have been able to do things that are substantially better. Jesus, don't put that up there. No, put it up there. Put it up there. Let it read it. All right. Does Mr. GPT come whenever you need him? Yes, he does.
He's always right in my pocket.
I always ask, and there he is. So here's what I would say is, when it comes to that kind of thing, like dialing into what you don't think, right? And then you actually dive into it. I could say right now, more than ever in the past month, not just that, but the more I go, nope. And then I go, well, let me dive into it. Yup.
Yeah.
Right. So to that point
Yeah.
of that statement is yes. I have been into more that I would never have done before lately.
Yeah.
Cha. I'm sorry, that was deep.
That's what she
It was.
said.
Wait, Mr. Japiti, can you explain deep?
I'm not that into the AI thing. I did make one thing, and that was that cookie that was giving birth to baby cookies while throwing up cookies. I sent that to you. I thought that was pretty neat. That was my first time in AI. It was, Kent, I'll send it to you. It was amazing, dude. It's like cookie porn. I'm not even gonna lie.
It wasn't really cookie porn. I wouldn't like,
But it's brilliant.
I wouldn't. It was cute.
Yeah.
It was cute. I wouldn't go home.
What kind of cookie?
Chocolate chip. I mean,
You
it
know.
could have been.
Hey, imagine what you want.
Right.
Sugar cookie,
Right.
Right.
oatmeal cookie.
Yeah.
If
so
you're into
what-
old ladies.
So for
Only.
me,
Oh
No,
oatmeal-
oatmeal cookie. Motherfucker.
So, hurdles for me. I'm
Yes.
just the whole computer thing.
Getting over it.
Getting over it. You guys use Company Cam?
What?
No, we do.
No, but we use something similar. No.
So it's a program that we take
Correct.
our pictures in CRM. I'm used to all my notes being on the file. It
Correct.
took me a very long time to
Switch.
move into a position where I was using it because I hate it. In my mind, it was twice as much work because I've got to write it on my file. Then I've got to put it into CRM. Then I've got to put it into the company cam. I got to type all the information in. So to me, it was actually triple work. So I was against it because I'm stubborn as fuck.
Okay.
Now,
How often do you run into something that you're like, this is annoying like that? And I assume, Kent, no offense, but I assume you're probably going to relate to that statement that he just made.
similar.
Yeah.
Similar.
So relate to that. How often are y'all running into that now compared to because both of you and me we were all born before the 90s.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh yeah.
Barely.
Well
Before,
Yeah.
well, hey, I'm
Mid-
not. Hey,
mid to late 1900s.
Jip, jop. Either way, what I'm saying is that we've all seen adjustments throughout.
Yeah.
So how much are you, and go back to your, late 90s, early 2000s, early 2000s, right? Like
Right.
the adjustments that we've had to make. Go through that.
Right. So for me, it's the calendar. Right. So growing up
Planning.
Wait, we
plan.
fucking have
Right.
365 days a year, every year.
Right. So
Well, not leap years, Joe.
goddamn.
That's a
Oh,
That's what's right.
damn it, Ken.
Are you throwing daylight savings time twice a year? These
Sorry.
clocks.
Right.
Sorry.
So if a circle is 360 degrees, why is the clock only 160? Anyway,
What an idiot.
what?
No,
No,
nothing.
You're an
Go ahead.
idiot.
The clock
Is
is
what he said.
160.
Oh yeah, because never. Yeah.
All right, thank you. So I grew up with the Franklin Day Planner
Right.
in business. So
Franklin Roosevelt.
yeah, it was a scroll. So
Did
I
it have
still,
an abacus
Really?
attached.
really up to this year now, I've got so many emails. Right. I've got an email for basketball, email for ages, email for here, email for personal, email for this. You know what I mean? I've got probably eight different emails as a business owner, because you got to have some dummy ones that all your spam goes to and all this stuff.
Right. One for
But I've got so many different calendars that I'm just now. I wish there was a program that threw it all into one. I've looked and I haven't found one.
There's not, because you'd have to be.
Right.
Outlook.
Well, Outlook can, but it doesn't get all of them. So like.
Well, not the spammy ones, because you don't want those in your.
Well, I'm talking about
Calendar.
the calendar for the planning. So I have to on a weekly basis still kind of go through and take a look at all 3 or 4 calendars that I have and put it on paper
And make sure nothing's overlapping.
Make sure nothing's overlapping.
I do the same thing.
Yeah.
Sorry not to interrupt you.
No, it's so I've had a hard time moving to a digital or an electronic calendar just because I never have. So that's kind of where I'm at. And I've tried everyone. Every time you get a new piece of software, Outlook or whatever, like, oh, I can pull this one in. I can't pull that one in though, but I can pull this one in, but not this one. And yeah, so it's tough.
I'm kind of the same way. To that point of just the calendars,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah,
Just the calendar.
yeah.
Just the calendars. To that point, Carrie and I, when we started our business, a little after we got into a app, total third party, not Outlook, not Google, not anything related to anything.
Yeah.
In fact, I could probably send an invite, but you're going to get this thing that says, hey, download this app.
Right.
Right? And you're going to be like, fuck you,
Right.
Joe.
Not downloading.
I fucking
Right.
hate you because you
Right.
sent me this
Right. I don't
invite.
know if I
Right?
registered.
Right. Our next, the next guest on this show, for the next show, I invited him. And I said, hey, I'm going to invite you. He said, great. Can you send me a Google invite?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you know what I did? What I did was, see what had happened was, can you tell what I was going to do? So I took one of our Restoration 1 postcards and I opened it up and I wrote him an invite to the show with the date and time
Give it to him.
and everything. I closed it. I put it into an envelope. I put the return address. I put a stamp and I put his address on it. And I fucking mailed that thing to him
I love it.
in the goddamn regular mail.
Yep. Old snap.
And that sucker showed up. And last Tuesday I saw him at the event.
Yeah.
And he goes, dude, that was the most amazing thing I've ever seen. And I went, you've never seen regular mail? What?
Yeah.
You've never seen regular mail? So to me, we've all like obviously we've all worked into
Progressiveness, progression,
changes.
I was trying to get you going.
Okay. I'm into progressiveness.
Anyway,
You know that. What's the hardest part about keeping up with new trends? Cost, time, stubbornness.
I was just gonna say stubbornness. That's what it is for me. I had a
Interesting.
a long talk with somebody probably about 6 months ago about lateral movement and vertical movement, and you can try to, oh yeah, I'm going to do this, I'm doing things my way, when you just stay steady, and it takes having to deal with changes that you don't like, changes that you have to adapt. Is that better? So it takes the adaptation of newer ways of doing things and changing what you do to move in a more vertical stepping form.
I love that. Okay, so personally, recently, or before recently, I have had to change certain things. Really tough, but once I've gone to figure that out, I feel decent about it, in the sense of like, oh my God, this is way better than it used to be, and I can actually track the data, right? So one of the big changes that we did in our company was start tracking everything. You name it, we track it. So I can tell you data that from the past year that is 100% accurate. Right? And that's the difference that was really tough in the beginning, because now I got to personally go back and say, oh yeah, this is how it happened, this is what happened, and this is what I got to do. Whereas a salesperson, we're all salespeople, it's really hard to go back and say, oh, I have to document everything I just did at this networking event or this whatever it may be. It doesn't matter. But now I got to document all this. And now that I start doing all that, now I can start to see the actual data that comes out of it, right?
It becomes routine. So it's not a pain in the ass anymore.
100%.
So,
that's kind of my point, was that's really the hard thing. And I still not. Oh, I'm the worst.
So the hard thing with me in the technology world, and here at the studio as well, because it's pretty much technology, is there's changes all the time. So for me, it's time.
Software updates
All the time.
Stupid.
And they change it by a nano hair. You know what I mean? But they give you a white paper that's 75 pages long,
and makes it.
And literally, it's like,
right.
Hey, from here on out, you can officially put a period after a sentence.
Exactly.
But it takes you 3 hours.
Right.
Yeah.
And then so at Aegis, when you're dealing with 15 camera manufacturers, and they all have the same thing and tweak it just their own way so nobody gets sued or whatever, you're like, just say we did what they did, but we.
Right.
How often does that come about? And does Aegis actually give you like, hey, do they give you like a what do they call those back in our day?
Guidebook.
The subscripts, the fucking cliff notes. Cliff notes. Do they give you cliff notes?
No.
Ouch.
No.
Can you AI it?
I mean, I'm sure.
Ooh.
I'm sure I could. Right. So,
okay.
So, but that for me, it's time. Am I going to sit around and read for a half hour a boring ass paper that's going to put me to sleep anyway? Right. Because
or copy and paste it into AI and just let AI tell me what's up.
Yeah. What happened? Right. And that's a good way to do it, I suppose. I never thought of that. So, but that's the hard thing with technology. It's always changing. And then as soon as you know it, it changes.
Right.
So just an FYI, heads up to future episodes, Mr. AI told me that we should do an AI episode.
I love it.
So end of April, the end of April episode. I could move it ahead if we wanted to, but that's one that I have really been into, and I have built so much off of the AI and how to use it.
Yeah,
It's more so how to use it because everybody's a little afraid of it, right?
like-
No matter what, people are afraid of it. If you
Yeah.
know how to use it and use it very well, I've had great success
I
lately.
have too.
But you got to know how to talk to it.
Correct.
Say
Correct.
please and thank you. Right?
Yeah. But that's the for me on changes. It's usually time. And as a salesman, look, I want just give me the frosting.
Time is money. Yeah.
Right. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? Just give me the frosting so I can go out there and sound like I know what the hell I'm talking about.
Yeah.
You know?
Love that.
Yeah.
How okay, hang on, sorry.
No, you're
How often do you take that frosting? Because this is going to spin off into a whole nother wormhole. But how often do you take that frosting and get picked apart because you don't know the cake?
Oh yeah, no, I'm usually dealing with people who are a lot more nerdy than I am, and then they can smell it a mile away. You know, they're like, okay.
Yeah.
You're talking frosting, not
Yeah,
cake.
exactly.
Yep.
You can see it. You can
yep.
see it. Yeah.
So that to my point is like great, frosting is everything, right? AI is good, all this jazz, but if you don't actually know the product you're serving, right? You know the product you're serving. Freaking I could ask you about anything that is related to siding or some sort of material, right? Like, oh, Robert, what's a 14 gauge aluminum siding? You'd be like, well, that doesn't exist.
No, you're just making shit up. It like
Thank you.
You didn't have the cake or the frosting on that one.
See, thank you. That's what I'm saying. Is you know the cake and the frosting,
Right?
Right?
Yeah.
That's important.
But it took years, and it's still a pain in the ass. You know, the going back to the time thing. You know, it is forever changing. We're doing an estimate for a house right now. I mean, the estimate alone is like 64 pages. You use Xactimate, so you understand. And we're going room by room.
Yep.
It takes a while, but it's forever changing with which is another reason I'm not big on the computers. I like to just I communicate now. I got to look it up. The prices are going up. There's taxes rise. Inflation.
Am I shaking it?
No, I'm talking about prices.
Okay.
So it's very time consuming. I don't want to get into that, otherwise we'll spend an hour talking about that.
I mean, we can go into all day about that. Like, we could talk. Well, AI is going to be a different one. We won't spend the entire show on this one, but
maybe I'll see if I can figure out a way to have Mr. Gepetti
here
on screen.
Yo, I can tell you, Mr. Gepetti works. I call him Gepetti, Mr. Gepetti. One of my friends, one of my cohorts in the sense of business that I know, he calls her Mrs. What did he call her? Esmeralda? I don't fucking know what he calls her, but it's a her and he's in love. And his wife thinks he's crazy. But anyway.
I mean, I'm not going to lie. The whole thing does sound a little crazy.
I mean, let's face it. All right. So we're going to dive into AI another episode because this is clearly something we should talk about.
Business, especially.
Really soon, clearly. Okay. All right. Fair enough. We're doing that. Okay.
Next topic. It was leaning a little bit. It sounded like that. Like anybody got a quick square?
I appreciate it.
When did you ever care that something was square?
What?
The bricklayers will cover.
Thank you.
Rockers.
All right. Let's switch. Let's shift to generations.
Yeah.
Generations, right? Generational shifts in the workforce. They are dead straight right now, right? There are people coming into the workforce that are way different than what the three of us have grown up understanding in the workforce, right? Hang on. What's one stereotype about younger and older employees that actually holds truth? Because here's the deal. I'm bringing this topic up, and we can all bullshit all day long, but let's actually just state some fun facts that are true, right? And have some fun with this rather than, run off in a tangent.
So with the older generation, or older, or just younger, older,
Yep.
they're very to a T. I mean, there's nothing really funny I can say about that. They are to a T. They've got work ethic. They want to be there 15 minutes ahead of time is on time to them.
Mm-hmm.
The younger generation, what the fuck? Like, that's all I got to say. Who the fuck shows up in sweatpants and a t-shirt for a fucking interview?
Or at court.
Right, yes. And I'm not trying to go extreme on that, but that's how I feel.
It's true.
Like
Wait, is that well?
The
Okay,
parallel.
yes.
The parallel is this: both generations do this. Only what you ask them. As soon as it's done, I'm done. And I'm talking older than me,
right?
Wow.
And
that is the great observation.
I'm just going to give you what you asked for. Nothing more, nothing less.
Hang on. No. Okay.
The majority.
The
Majority.
No. Yeah, but no. Yeah, but no. Yeah, no. Yeah. Yeah, no. Yeah. No. Yeah, no. Nope. Nope. So here's what I would say.
4 minutes. I mean,
hang on. Hang on. Well, I'm Midwesterner. All right. I'm a Midwesterner guy. So this is what you're going to. I'm pretty sure I said that at the beginning of the show. So here's what I have to say to that is nope. I don't think older generations, meaning older than millennials.
Okay, I was going boomers. I was going older than me. Older than Gen X.
Well, great. They're fucking 70. Yeah, I give them that. Yeah, I give them that. But
well, they're older.
Well, fucking hang on.
Gen Xers aren't.
Hang on. All right. Oh, okay. I guess you're right. Okay, fair point. Here's my mindset, and the way I was thinking was I was picturing all of the older generations the same age as the younger generations, and
the differences in the two.
Right? Well, fuck yeah. Nope. Even if you're talking boomers, when like 10 years ago, boomers still would have kept working till the job was done. They work till the job is done.
You're using that as an example.
Gen X, for sure.
Yeah.
Work till the job is done.
Yeah.
To an extent.
And or
I've gotten old in these days, and that's what I was thinking.
Will give you a little bit more.
Right. Yes, and that's the thing.
Right.
Well, and or meaning plus minus.
Yeah. A majority of them will find something to do. You know what I mean?
Go an extra mile.
Yeah. When the job's done, went ahead and cleaned up the whole yard, or swept it for nails,
give or take.
Well, that's
as you get older, though. To your point that you just made, it's getting harder to do that.
Right.
It's getting harder
you
to
be 7 years old doing roofing either.
Well, like I understand that. But that's like the mentality, right? So that's to my point is you give some under millennial. Now, FYI, I am a millennial. I mean,
that's like
saying I'm a.
But anyway, go ahead.
Fucking
one of those guy who did not want to sit here and spend a lot of time on this.
Dude's 23. That restoration business is hard.
Yeah.
That business is wearing it out.
23. Fair enough. That's fair. So hang on. But wait, hang on. What I'm saying is that not that like we're all from a general age area that is the 70s, early 80s, right? And we're all within that age gap that like we grew up. You have to go out and do shit.
Yes.
right?
Right.
You don't, you get your ass whipped.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
And that to me is kind of the mindset that is, but to the point that you guys made was now everybody's getting older and they're like, yeah, well, nope.
The reason is, I think, is the young, and when I'm saying young, 20-year-olds in their 20s, early 30s, maybe, and over 55, if I can say that.
So
right?
that's a good guess.
They have no desire to climb the ladder or excel.
Why do they need to at this point?
Over
It's not
55,
$25
over
an hour.
55,
Yeah.
you shouldn't have to. Over 55,
Right.
you should be in a place where you're good.
You've got your parachute.
So
pop,
that makes sense.
right.
Under 20 or under 30,
Yeah.
or whatever you're saying the age gap is, that lower half of the spectrum.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And I'm going to spectrum. I'm going to.
Hi.
Is this thing on? I'm going to jump in there too. We had different. I don't want to say regulations. We were brought up differently.
Right.
Going through culinary school, I was taught a certain way. You were a certain way. You were clean when you were in that kitchen.
Mm-hmm.
When you were in that kitchen, you had gloves on. You had special shoes. You wore special stuff. You had an apron. I'm disgusted by people who do DoorDash. I feel they should have those same regulations. I see a kid out there picking up food with flip flops on and black toenails.
We never held taxi cab drivers to that standard.
That's different. You're not serving food. They're serving food. That's my point.
I thought you said DoorDash.
Hey,
Not Uber.
when I was in high school and I delivered for Domino's, we were clean, man.
You had to be.
You had to.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and it was all
Every Domino. Oh, younger. I'm sorry, I'm younger.
so,
But every Domino's driver I ever had was
No.
like weed and
You were your own Domino
brought me a
driver.
baggie. Brought me a baggie.
But I mean, and that was back in the day where it had to be delivered in 30 minutes. So you were clean.
Mhm.
Your pants were clean. If you were making the pizzas, you weren't delivering that day.
Correct. Yeah, two totally different things. And I think
Interesting.
In my opinion, the pride has been taken out of it. It just in general in society, there is like for me when
Right.
we're done with the job, those fucking pictures at the end. To me, that's crucial. That's key. That gives me that fucking rock hard boner. Like we did that. I am proud of that.
Point A to point B, I did that.
Correct.
Yeah.
And that's like when, okay, I love this analogy is when people say, so my wife loves to say, Carrie, I love you. She says,
Carrie,
Joe, I love you, but I say, Carrie, I love you. But what I'm saying is she likes to say, how do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time, right? But nobody cares about each bite you eat. It's literally the beginning picture. You see an elephant and then you're done and it's a rack of ribs that are clean, right? It's that point of, hey, I did this. I want the beginning and the end.
So here's a funny story for you. We're like in our third game this season, and I'm coaching 19, 20-year-old athletes, right? and we're up at halftime, we're winning, and I'm like, okay, look, hey, the rest of the game, how do you eat an elephant? And right,
Did you say that?
yeah, I did.
Did you?
Yeah.
Oh, Carrie would love that.
And the first thing is like, why are you eating an elephant?
What the fuck?
Yeah.
I've only eaten elephant
like-
ears.
Yeah.
It's a carnival.
I'm like, it's a metaphor. Yeah, but why an elephant? So my entire halftime speech was
Was
thrown
about
out the
elephants,
window.
Doc.
Fucking blown out.
Trying to explain it's a metaphor.
It's a metaphor for eating something big and a big giant project, and we need to tackle it, and let's go for it.
And so I try to explain all this, and it's still like, yeah, but why an elephant? So I'm like, you've never heard this? We don't even know what you're talking about right now. Right?
How do you eat a cow?
Right.
Start talking about burgers.
Yeah.
I'm vegan. Oh, motherfucker.
Is there MSG?
So my assistant coach and I walk out of there, and I go, well, that didn't work at all. happened.
Did you win the game?
Did you win the game? Okay, good.
The elephant.
Hang on. You have to have your team listen to this portion of it because I brought up the elephant.
Right.
How do you eat an elephant before you even said it? So they need to hear this. Hey, listen to your coach. End of the clip. All right. Next question. What's a recent industry change that caught you off guard? And how did you or didn't you adopt? How did you or did you not adopt? Like, right? Like when you go into
when you say industry, do you mean the industry we're in, or we talking?
I mean industry you're in. Industry you're in. I don't care what kind of industry. Hey, you want to talk about any industry? I'm in.
ASMR.
I had a new one. I had a new word.
Forgot.
I had a new word for you guys, and I really thought you wouldn't know what it was, but I forgot what it was.
Gabby is like this young new generation. We are so.
Oh,
Gabby, you can actually spell it out.
Yeah,
Gabby, are you calling me fucked up because
you are the new young.
hang on. I'm not telling her age. I'm just saying, Gabby, I think I'm younger than you. So I'm fucked up.
Yeah, we know that to be true.
Well,
Yeah,
that's accurate. All right.
So,
all right.
Changing the industry.
Industries. Yeah. What is a recent industry change that caught you off guard, right? Specifically caught you off guard. And so, if and how so, how did you adapt to it? Or did you, if you couldn't, how did it catch you off guard and you did not adapt to it? That's kind of.
So we're in an industry change right now at 216 Creator Studios because Facebook has come out and said, hey, the videos that you have on are now only going to be on there for 30 days.
Right.
My videos?
Yes. All Facebook videos.
All Facebook videos. So now we are.
So go on to.
Yeah, you can go out to our YouTube, like, share, subscribe, ring the bell. Out there, 216 Creator Studios, and Steph and Joe have their own little channel on there.
Yeah, we do,
and they've got them all.
Hey, it's a big channel.
But
thank you.
Size doesn't matter. That was a nice plug,
right? Gabby says, no, I'm referring to the comments that the kids were making about the elephant metaphor. Yes. Unbelievable.
Fair enough, Gabby.
And I love that. Look, and all those women are incredible and brilliant, and they're going to change the world. And that story will probably resonate with them when they're 50. Like, I don't know, my coach was taught he ate elephants.
Yeah. You're not going to believe this. Back in 2023,
I really want you to play the clip from this moment when I said, you ever eat an elephant?
Right.
And then we start talking about it. And then I said, remember that, girls? That right there, I don't think we swore in that part. No. We should be good. You should be
in college. It's okay.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I really don't care. All right. Moving on. Okay, so industry changes that caught you off guard.
I got nothing.
Seriously?
There's really nothing.
No insurance changes recently that
I don't deal with insurance much. So like that. I mean yes, obviously that would be my one go-to. So what I was thinking, but with the changes in policies, yes. But we're building houses now. We're not doing storm damage. We're not. We're not. I mean, we are.
You're not chasing.
Right. So we're in a completely different thing. One thing that's forever changing, but again, it's constant. Is permitting, the international building codes. That changes constantly anyway. So there's nothing that's been like, holy fuck, how do I get over this hurdle?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I love that.
So I've been, we're
and that's, what I have to do as I'm estimating and whatnot is I have to go and read all the electrical codes for each village.
Right.
Because like the village of McHenry per se, every wire in a wall has to be in conduit.
Right. The Romex, they'll shut your business down.
Shut you down.
Yeah.
But you go to Woodstock and it's like, whatever. You want bare wires in there, just get it ready.
Sling and ding and put a lead weight on the end of it and sling it to the other end of the rafters.
And I don't want to get too off tangent on this. I don't think a lot of people realize how much time goes in. into an estimate. Everybody
Right.
wants free estimates. I've got sometimes like this house that we're working on now.
Interesting.
I've got 18 hours into this estimate, my own personal time that I've made nothing on at this point. But even like with that, you don't know, does McHenry 2021 IRC, Woodstock is 2012.
Correct.
There is a 9-year gap in what they have caught up to in McHenry. So you have to take that time before you can even put an estimate together.
Right.
And to me, I do conduit across the board. I won't do anything else because I don't have the time to, can I do this?
Right.
Can I
Correct.
do that?
Correct.
So a lot of people don't realize that. And we should talk about it another time about pre-estimating and things like that.
Well, that's not what ChatGPT.
That's a really interesting conversation. So
It
that is keeping up with the changes,
Yeah.
because a lot of people, it's not something I have written down, but we have time before my last question. So I'm going to say people expect right now, we're all talking our employees and our businesses, but
We're not talking about consumers.
we're not talking about the client, the consumer, right? The consumer is expecting more. Currently, right now, expenses are on the rise. Expenses are also expected to rise substantially for the next, I don't want to say
near
anything,
future.
but 3 to 4 years.
Near
Yeah.
future. Near
three,
future.
three, 3 to 4 years. So with those,
Near future.
we could say whatever we want to say about whatever's going on in whatever political, whatever you want to say in economics. I love economics. And in my mind, there's so much out there that are variables to this that we can all dive into. How much do you guys really foresee changes in the future and that you have to keep up with? Right? Because
sure.
because there are things that are changing pretty quickly right now.
So let's stay with the estimate piece. We'll give you a free estimate. Good for 6 months. Good for. Now you can't.
Oh, we're dialing it back. It's
No, mine are 30 days.
Right.
And I will
7
put on
days.
there,
7 right.
Yeah, and I put on there. I can't remember how I worded it. Basically, market value. If it changes, there are those variables in there. Now, the other thing is too. What irritates me only because we're talking about it is that somebody comes, they call me, I go out there, I take my measurements, spend 2-3 hours out there, they get 8 estimates. Now, do they talk? This happens very often on the retail and just getting.
Man, this has happened to me a lot lately.
And you know what they do? You know what? Your $10,000. I found somebody for $8,700.
Yep.
What are they doing differently? Do they have insurance? Are they licensed? And
Scope. The scope.
Right. The scope.
The
of work.
scope of work is
What did they
literally
not-
great.
It's on a piece of paper.
I love that.
This work.
Wonderful.
$8,700.
What did you do?
And
Story
it
of my
makes
life.
Me want to charge for estimating, and I've discussed it. And if you come work with our company, I will deduct that, just like a mechanic does,
Right.
like an electrician does, like every other.
In my
does.
industry, if I do that, I'm going to lose looks.
So
I'm going to interrupt.
go.
That's where, like for me, like it's very hard for me because I'm also stubborn and I don't give a fuck. I've got to. I do.
I am as well. Hang
I
on.
know.
I'm stubborn as well. I'm stubborn as well.
ASMR.
I didn't do that because that's sound. I didn't make any sound on that. It was all video. I'm stubborn as well. I get that. I totally get that.
I'm going to interrupt you one more time. Sorry.
Yeah, go
You know,
ahead.
you go back
No,
to the
fuck you.
customer-
Sorry.
The customer is always right. I mean, look,
Right.
it was Woolworth. They're out of business. The customer is not always right. And I'm sorry, that is not. We
Blockbuster.
have to have some kind of a.
Draw the line in the sand.
Yeah.
Yes. That's, I'm not
mine.
saying be an asshole, charge everybody.
No.
But that's
But
That's a
it's
huge change. In
it's
ours.
where do you start to lose money?
Right.
So we just put in an RFP for the Hidden Harbor over in Johnsburg, and this is a 2 to 3 year project, right? And we had the RFP was really our budget, what we felt, right? Okay.
Oh yeah, it
Well-
changes a lot in
Right.
1 year.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes.
You know, so we either gotta come up with the money to front load everything and buy
Or
it
change
and
orders.
have it, or we're constantly doing change orders.
Right.
Right. Now, Conrad Construction is a big outfit. They understand, you know, those changes, but you know, as we're going through it, we're trying to price competitively, but also for the changes,
Right.
because as you said,
Really hard,
yes,
You
and
can't-
so you're
especially right now.
Yeah.
Right? There's a lot of turmoil in all of economics. It doesn't matter what you look at, if it's micro, macro, right? 100%. World economics right now are in such big turmoil.
Well, yeah, and it's just not in our you know, in the trades. I mean, you go into a retail store, everybody's getting stuff dropped off at their house.
Right.
How do I competitively price that? How do I, you know, those changes have changed. I mean, look at how in banking everything's online. Look how many empty bank buildings there are now.
Oh, you
Right.
talk banking,
Right.
you talk retail, you talk
Yeah.
food,
Food.
everything's online.
Yeah.
Right? I totally get that. So what to you guys is the big like differentials in your market, right? What makes the change in your market that you say I got to jump on that? Anything big that stands out? So
No, because I mean, with what we do, we're I mean, materials change.
Right.
You know, I do. You know, to give you an example, I don't mean to interrupt you, Ken, but
You're doing a good job of it.
so, ASMR.
that's the new diss. You ASMR.
Solar shingles.
Oh,
Solar shingles are the
huge.
one thing that I'm looking into, which is a huge game changer. In
Yeah.
in
Interesting. So that's something you're making sure you jump on, stay on top of,
But
or
not
at
looking
least research
Yes.
more.
Right.
Interesting.
So for us, it's, and I hate the word pivot, but as we are anticipating the changes in things, we see that's really not going to fit us, perhaps, or where we're at. So what can we add instead, or what other service can we offer to offset that?
supplement. Yeah.
You know, so we're
Ooh.
constantly on a weekly basis taking a look at how things are changing and saying, well, maybe we should get licensed in this so that we can offer this, because we see this not being very profitable in the near future. So there's that concept where you could have done your year plan and forecast. It's hard to do that now with the way things are changing so fast. Yeah.
Right.
And so now we constantly have to have a conversation of, this could go away tomorrow.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah,
Quick
yeah,
question
preparation
on
for it.
that.
Yeah.
Do you ever feel, Kent, because you're a very savvy human and you're in this company and they say, hey, each week we're going to look at new things. This is what I'm hearing.
Mhm.
And you're saying, each week we see new things and we want to chase this instead of that. Do you feel like ever that is a squirrel chase, a squirrel?
A lot of times.
Interesting. So to me, that point would be, do you feel as though like a good solid 1 year outlook, right? Because no matter what, and this is something that there's been a lot of change in my company lately. And so we have come to discover that sticking to what we know we do and what we have planned to do for the year has come to find us to be in the most advantageous place. Even though things are changing so fast, things are adjusting, right? We're all finding ourselves, our industries are coming through to whatever. What we have found is the more we stick to our guns and what we know and what we're doing and in our industry and all that, the better off we are.
Mhm. Mhm.
And that to me is kind of where you mentioned that, and I'm like, ooh, that sounds woosah.
But I think you always got to be able to put things into the cupboard, right? For another day.
And if that's the case, 100%.
But here's what I'm gonna say.
Yeah.
Business owners, you're one of them. A lot of business owners are visionaries, right? You
don't say.
You see 5 years down the road, 3 years down the road.
Not all,
not all, but a lot. Yeah,
but a lot. Yeah.
Right.
They're looking future,
right.
100%.
And as a salesman and as a business relationship guy, I always have to go. I see that 5-lane interstate,
Right.
but I'm on a gravel road that has grass between the wheels right now.
Right.
Right.
But you got to keep chugging along.
Mhm.
But
I
I
gotta
got to know where you want to be.
Mhm.
So there's always that push and pull, and I'm never be afraid to be the guy to pull back and go, yeah, I don't like that, because let's get this better, or let's do what we do well, and
Interesting.
and have it here, and slowly bring it in, but at the same time, in the technology world, if you slowly bring it in, you miss the boat a lot of
Right.
times.
Yeah. Kind of why I'm
Right?
saying interesting. Yeah. I like that.
I'm more the person. I'll jump off a cliff and build my wings on the way down.
Yeah.
That's and I agree with you, but I feel like it's just I don't have that patience. Like I will just here we go. I'm doing this, and then just move forward. That's how I've started almost every business I've ever had.
So most successful people have that mentality. To be honest,
Yeah.
They have that mentality.
It has bitten me in the ass. I'm not saying I'm
Sure.
not perfect.
Oh, 100%.
Oh yeah,
However, as a business
aim
owner,
for the bushes.
Oh, how'd you know I have to pee?
whoa. As a business owner, most successful business owners, and I've read this multiple times in different areas, and different venues, most successful business owners, their success is because of their stubbornness. Right? It's, I'm going to do this.
I'm not going to fail. There is no,
And therefore, I'm not going to fail. I'm going to commit to it. And the commitment is what makes business owners that are successful, right? Because many people don't commit fully.
they
They
have
don't.
the thought.
They go,
they can intellectualize it.
I could do this, therefore I'm going to own my own company. And then I go out there and do it. And then they don't actually go out and do it. Right? They're 50% in the game, right? Compared to where the rest of us would have eat, slept, and died.
Or
beginning,
not sleeping, or
Right.
eat, sleep, shit, or died.
Right.
To make sure our businesses, our lives, our worlds are successful.
Yeah.
Right. And that's kind of the difference to me that I see when people describe the stuff. Yeah. All right. Real quick. If you could predict the next big change in business, what would it be? Besides AI, because we've already know we're going down that route. In my mind, go ahead. Oh, I love this. Go ahead. Keep interrupting. You're on a roll.
I'm eating with you too.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'm done. Fuck off. You guys go.
Anything? Ken?
The next big shift in business.
Yeah. Worldly business. What do you think it's going to be?
I think it's going to be facial recognition
For everything.
You're going to be able to pay, just scan your face, whatever. Right now,
POS business.
Well, right now in a lot of states, it's illegal, right? You can't do it without consent. But there's going to be a time where you know what store you walked into, and and you can just grab a shirt, show up to the thing or whatever, and out you go. So I think the next big thing in business will be facial recognition, to the point where I want to do an estimate, for Robert. but his facial recognition is telling me I shouldn't. You know, like, yeah, this guy's got 15 other bids.
Fuck, he grew a beard.
Right.
Now he's off.
Incognito,
Or he
right?
shaved his beard
Right, you
and
know
now
what I
he
mean?
doesn't look like him.
So
Right.
we'll end up having that information readily available
Right
to
at our
us.
fingertips.
So as they're looking for an estimate, I'm like, well, he's already got 6 of them.
Yeah.
So
What was that movie with Wesley Snipes?
Interesting.
Doesn't matter.
Yes.
Since we're out of time. Yes.
Yeah.
What
Wow.
man can't jump?
I got.
No, he was. It was in the future. They were frozen.
Yes, we can. Damn it.
I got birds.
All right. Let's get into it. What did we learn? What'd you learn, Robert? I didn't give you a word of the day, so
No.
I mean, you want me to give you one?
No. We're out of time.
You know, here's what I learned. I learned that that change, and you kind of knew this, but when you take a look at how fast business is changing, I don't think we ever sit and take a look at truly how fast all businesses are changing. And it's not, you know, it's on a weekly, daily basis. And a lot of people like me still go, slow down. But it's not, but business isn't slowing down. Right.
Right. Yeah. Well, it doesn't slow down for us to slow down to take a look at it.
Right. So where we could kick the tires back in the day, it's like you kick the tires, you've lost.
Yeah. The
Car
car
sold.
you over.
Yeah.
By the time you're on the 4th tire, the car sold.
it's gone.
The
Right?
fuck
So-
just happened?
So what this episode really helped me understand is see just how fast all business, not just the trades, but all business. How, I mean, take a look at real estate. Take a look at it. I mean, you name it. It's changing.
Yeah.
Like that. And if you're not flexible, and if you're not taking the time to understand those changes, you're going to be left behind.
There are 2 major laws that came into play for real estate, and both of them play into
Your world.
restoration, right? I'm doing a lunch and learn on one law. We are very aware of the other law. It's amazing how much. What I learned is it's crazy how much we all kind of think about it, but then at the end, nobody really steps back.
Right.
And that's what I learned is nobody's really stepping back and going, oh, fuck, beginning of March, we're 1 week, 7 days into March, and we already have all this shit that's happened in 2025.
Yeah.
Right? There's so much crap that's happened. So keeping up with the changes is, to me, I always thought I'm pretty good at it.
You need an army to do it. That's the problem.
That's it. Yeah.
Kind of to my point. Yeah. Go ahead. What'd you learn?
You don't like PP taps.
Bro, I can't wait to
Don't thrust.
I can't
Flinch.
wait to speed bag your nuts.
I don't ever say that again, and please say no homo after you say shit like that. Honestly, I'm just gonna go along with Kent. I put the same thing. It's just forever changing. You can't keep up with it. You can't slow down. So
Especially when speed bagging.
Yeah. Well, I mean, take a look at, back in the day, I know we're out of time, but take a look at, there used to be shade tree mechanics, right?
Right.
Now you need a computer degree to look at a car.
Well, and not only that, everything's at your fingertips. It used to be I'd have to go to a place. Hey, I'm looking for this. Now it's just you go online, Google, AI that shit, which is why I don't like AI.
How many people have learned to Google?
Everybody,
right? No. Hang on, not because a lot of people now you go to Google and you go, but then you get some bullshit that's not right.
Right.
Because
it's algorithm
driven. Because it's algorithm driven. So you don't really learn how to Google. So that to me is even something that people aren't really learning how to do.
Correct.
Is to work with Mr. Japiti or Google or whatever it may be that you're using that's pulling on an algorithm. You don't know how to fucking tell that algorithm what you want to spit out that says X equals Y.
Yeah, hey, I do that with Lucy, 15 years old. I'm like, Google it. I didn't find anything. Well, I Google it. I'm like, well,
You're looking past it.
How'd you do that?
Yeah.
Right.
Well, I know how to fucking Google.
Right.
When you held your hand up, I thought, were you talking about Michigan?
Hey, the UP got like 25 inches of snow the other day.
Yeah, they did.
They needed it up there, though.
They got the full 25.
They did. They needed it up there.
All right, we're getting
Sign
off
off,
here. What'd
yes.
you learn? Nope, we're over that. We got to get out of here.
Listen, we'll be back.
Peace.
We'll be
Wait.
back in 2 weeks.
Yeah, come back. What's your name and who are you with and what do you do and what's your contact
Why
information?
do you look all fucking ugly?
Because I want you to.
Robert Clark Above Bar Construction. Let go. No homo. Director of Business Development for Above Bar Construction. 224-423-6941 or aboveparkconstruction.com is our website.
Nice.
Those are like vice grips.
And listen, for all your smoke, water, mold damage, anything of that nature,
and dead bodies.
and dead
You
bodies,
got a scene?
call Joe. And you know what?
You love that.
And you know
Don't
what?
you?
And from a guy who's used their services, they're amazing. They're amazing.
Let's face it.
Restoration.
You know,
Care.
we're the best.
Yep, restoration.
Yeah, we've been doing it.
Doing it well.
And listen, it's tax time, and if you need a good
Oh, yeah.
bookkeeper, we've got to give Steph a shout out. Check her out. It's
She's busy.
stephsbooks.com.
Get in now.
Oh man, is she slammed? Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
but get in. You can still work your way into the
Stephanie.
slot.
that's it. Right.
Steph into
Right
the
into the
Steph's
credit,
books.
right into the
Right.
credit or debit
Yep.
column.
Yep.
There you go.
Yep.
Promise
Little
here,
T-chart.
216 Creator
Little
Studios.
T-chart.
This has been another great episode of In the Know with Steph and Joe, talking all about keeping up with the changes.
Peace.